Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. Okay, so welcome back to second hour of our topic 2, which is 2 of 4. So this time we will go into the second subtopic, which is inequalities. So earlier on, subtopic 2.1 is actually about equations. So the difference between equations and inequalities is that equations, for equation, we actually have the equal sign in our expression. Okay, so for inequalities, we actually have the inequality symbols in our expression. So what do I mean by these inequality symbols? Okay, these are the inequality symbols that we are going to use throughout our inequalities subtopic. Okay, so we have less than or equal to, greater than, and greater than or equal to. Okay, so we also have few properties of inequalities here. You can take a look at this and then try to understand how to use these properties. Okay, now we are just going to go straight to solve linear inequalities. Okay, we have linear inequalities, quadratic inequalities, we have ratio inequalities. So to solve all these inequalities, we have to use different methods. Okay, so because it involves inequalities, not equalities. Equalities is simple. Equation is simple. Okay, but not inequalities. So first one, we have linear inequalities. So linear means we have just linear function. Okay, so we just need to use linear function, but linear function in inequalities. Okay, so to solve linear inequalities, we have two methods. Okay, we have algebraic method or number line. It depends on the question. Then we shall look at example 9. Okay, for part A, we have to find the solution for the following linear inequalities. So before that, I have to tell you the solution we have for inequalities. We have two forms. So first, we call it set, solution set, and another one is interval set. Okay, I'll show you what these forms are, and it depends on the question. If they do not specifically ask for solution set or interval set, it's up to you to leave the answer to your likings lah. Okay, so the first one, the part A, so this of course is inequalities because we have the inequality symbol in that, less than or equal to. This is very simple. We just need to gather the one with x on one side and the one not on the other side. Okay, so this one, I'll put 4x minus 2x on the left, and then without changing the symbol or anything, I bring the 5 to the other side, so 9 plus 5 there. So I will have 2x less than or equal to 14, and then x is less than or equals to 7. So first, solution set. Okay, solution set is we have the curly bracket. We have to put the x or double dot. So x less than or equals to 7. This is what we call solution set. You have learned this in topic 1, I believe. Okay, and then interval set or interval notation, we have from negative infinity up till 7 inclusive. Okay, so we are done with part A. So I'll change my color to blue first. Okay, so the second one, we can see here we have two inequality symbols over here. So here we have to use number line. And to use number line, we have to combine it then with and end. So end is actually an intersection. Okay, so you also have learned this in topic 1. So now we have to first separate these inequalities into two inequalities. Okay, I put and in between so that we know when to combine them with our number line. So we separate them into 6x less than 4 minus x. Another one, 4 minus x less than or equals to 12 plus x. Okay, so we first solve for the left one. So 6x plus x less than 4. 7x less than 4. So x less than 4 over 7. The second one, I have negative x less than equals to 12 minus 4. I gather all the x on the left side and the non-x on the right side. Okay, so I have here negative 2x less than equals to 8. Okay, so I can see I have negative 2 there. So when I divided negative 2 to both sides of this inequality, so of course, the sign will automatically change. Okay, so 8 divided by negative 2 is negative 4. Okay, so I'll be highlighting this change of symbol over here due to our division with negative number. Okay. Now we are done finding the inequalities of x. Remember, we have to combine them using our number line. So draw a number line and put all the numbers that we have there onto our number line. So we have negative 4 and 4 over 7. For the first one, for this one, we have x less than 4 over 7, not inclusive. So open circle less than 4 over 7. And another one, we have x greater than or equal to negative 4. So dense circle, okay, greater than or equals to negative 4. Okay, since we have here and means intersection. Okay, so we intersect the two lines over here. So our answer is actually between these two numbers. Sorry, okay. So our answer is in solution set x, where x is between negative 4 inclusive and 4 over 7. In interval form, we have from negative 4 inclusive up till 4 over 7 exclusive. So we are done with solving linear inequalities with example 9. So now let's go to the second one, solving the quadratic inequalities. So we have here a solution to solve a method to solve these quadratic inequalities by using graphical method. Okay, so graphical method only can be used to solve quadratic inequalities only. Okay, so we shall look at example 10 right away. They ask us to find the solution for the following quadratic inequality. So for part A, I cannot see any quadratic yet. So what do? Is we expand both sides of inequalities until we get to see quadratic inequalities. Okay, so left side 4x minus 6. The left side 3x squared minus 15x. So we rearrange these inequalities. We will have 3x squared minus 15x minus 4x and then plus 6 less than 0. Take your time to try to rearrange it on your own, okay? If you find it confusing, so try to rearrange this on your own. Okay, so now we simplify the quadratic equation. So we have 3x squared minus 19x plus 6 less than 0. Okay, remember, make sure the quadratic equation that you have on the quadratic expression that you have on the left side is a positive one. Okay, make sure we start with a positive x squared. So if we don't have that, we have to make it positive. So we'll see what do I mean by this in part B. Okay, so now we have the positive quadratic expression on the left side. So what do we do next is we factorize the quadratic expression. So we have here 3x minus 1 and x minus 6, okay, less than 0. So from here, we have what we call critical numbers, okay, critical values over here. We have 3x minus 1 equals to 0, x equals to 1 over 3, 1, okay. The second one is x minus 6 equals to 0, x equals to 6. So these are our critical values or critical numbers. Okay, next, what do we do next? We sketch a quadratic graph. Okay. Okay, so we put here on our x, this is actually our x. Okay, we draw a smiley graph. Okay. So here should be 1 over 3 and here is 6. Since the question asks for less than 0, okay, I love to highlight what the question asks here. Okay, if they ask for less than 0, so what do? I will take the one less than 0 of our graph, which is here. So my answer will be between 1 over 3 and 6. This is in interval form. So this will be the answer. Okay, so we are done with part A, using graphical method to solve quadratic inequalities. Okay, so we go to B. Okay, so this is what I mean by we have the negative quadratic expression on the left side. Okay, if I were to rearrange this one first, I will get negative 3x squared minus 7x plus 6 less than 0. So we have here negative x squared there. So what do I do next? I multiply both of the inequality sides with negative. So if I multiply with a negative value, the symbol will definitely change. Okay, so 3x squared plus 7x minus 6, and the symbol will also change to greater than 0. As simple as that. Okay, so after we have positified the quadratic expression on the left side, we factorize the quadratic expression. So we have x plus 3 times 3x minus 2 greater than 0. So here again, I'll be highlighting what I got here. I want the one with greater than 0. And then next, we have to find our critical values. So critical values, we have x plus 3 equals to 0, x equals to minus 3. Another one is 3x minus 2 equals to 0. So x equals to 2 over 3. Next again, I sketch my quadratic graph, and this is still a smiley. So that's why we need to make the x squared positive, okay? So that we always have a smiley quadratic graph. So with here negative 3 and here is 2 over 3. So now remember, I want the one with greater than 0, positive. So positive is the one on the upper side of our line. Okay, so the answer is So if I put this in a solution set, I will have first x less than negative 3 and also x greater than 2 over 3. So what do we put in between this one? These answers. So we put or. And then we are done. So if again we want to put in interval form, okay, I'll put it for you. So the answer will be from negative infinity up to negative 3, both are open. And then the other one is from 2 over 3 up to infinity, both are open. And to combine these two interval answer, we have to put union. Okay, so we are done with solving quadratic inequalities by using graphical method.
Example 11 regarding rational inequalities. So today I'm going to explain how to solve rational inequalities. First of all, we need to write the inequality so that there is a single rational expression on the left side and 0 on the right side of the inequality. So if you can see on this example, we have two rational function. So apa maksud rational? Expression ni adalah fungsi yang dalam berkeadaan pecahan. So we want to make sure only single rational expression on the left. So how to do that? We cannot cross multiply. Okay, you tak boleh cross multiply like this. Absolutely not. Okay, tak boleh. So macam mana nak make sure hanya ada satu single expression on the left and 0 on the right? So we need to move this expression on the left. So from positive, it will become negative lah bila kita move to the left. So we're going to have 3x minus 3 minus 2 over x plus 2. The inequality sign remain the same. Okay, we only need to change the sign of the inequality if we multiply or divide with negative values. Okay, alright, so sekarang bila kita dah dalam keadaan macam ni, kita ada dua pecahan, we need to equalize the denominator. So macam mana nak equalize the denominator? Simple sahaja. This rational multiply with this factor, and sama juga rational yang sebelah sini akan dimultiply with this factor. Okay, so 3 times x plus 2 minus 2 times x minus 3. So now the denominator dah sama, so kita perlu salin sahaja kedua-dua factor. You don't have to multiply the factor dekat denominator. Tak perlu pun. Once you dah samakan penyebut, biarkan denominator dalam keadaan factor. Okay, so now you macam biasa expand and tambah tolak apa yang perlu dibuat untuk bahagian atas. Macam biasalah, expand and tambah tolak, simplifykan dia. So selepas simplify, you supposedly get x plus 12 over x minus 3 x plus 2 less than equal 0. So if you can see here, kita ada 3 different factor. The first factor yang ini, second yang ini, dan the third one is yang itulah. So kita ada 3 critical number. Critical number kita yang pertama, yang paling kecil adalah negative 12. Critical number kita yang pertama adalah negative 12, yang kedua adalah negative 2, and yang last sekali adalah 3 lah. Okay, mana saya dapat all these critical number is from these 3 factor. Okay, so you need to arrange this critical number from smaller to the big one lah. So yang paling kecil adalah negative 12, so susun kat situ. The second one is negative 2 and 3. Okay, macam mana nak solve rational inequalities using table of sign? So apa yang you perlukan adalah the first row should be interval. Interval ni mudah sahaja. You should start with negative infinity. Wajib ya, bermula dengan negative infinity and mesti berakhir dengan infinity. So macam mana nak selesaikan the rest of the interval? You just need to substitute with your critical number here lah. So kalau kat sini negative 12, so kat sini akan jadi negative 12. Tutup. Okey, kenapa kat sini madam guna close bracket, it's because this critical number come from faktor yang duduk pada numerator. Faktor yang duduk pada numerator, sign dia kena follow inequality. Kalau ada equal, maka kat sini hitam lah. Okay, so bila hitam, bracket yang digunakan adalah close bracket. Okay, jelas ya. However, for negative 2 and 3, critical number ini datangnya daripada factors yang duduk di denominator. So, factor yang duduk pada denominator, regardless of your inequality consists of equal or not, it will always empty dot. Okay, sentiasa empty dot lah. So, bila empty dot, jenis bracket yang kita akan guna adalah open. So, open here, open here, open here as well, open here as well lah. Alright, so but for this part, mesti close. Kenapa? Sebab dekat negative 12, we use dense dot, hitam, dot hitam. So, dot hitam bersamaan dengan close bracket. So, kena sambung lah kat sini. Negative 12, negative 2, negative 2, 3 and 3 infinity. So, hopefully jelas how to write down all the interval inside your table of sign. Okay, selepas itu, for value of x, you need to choose any values from your interval untuk any value of x from each of the interval lah. Okay, tak perlu ambil yang terlalu jauh. Just ambil yang paling dekat sahaja. So, untuk for example, the first value of x adalah untuk interval negative 12 ke negative infinity kan. So, you choose lah yang the smaller one. Tak perlu pun ambil jauh-jauh negative 100 ke apa, tak perlu. Just ambil yang the nearest to negative 12. Okay, the same thing untuk the next interval. So, let's say madam pilih kat sini negative 3. Here is 0 and here is 4. Okay, the most important thing on this row adalah please choose nilai x yang bertepatan dengan interval dia lah. Okay, you have to make sure kosong. Betul tak kosong berada di antara negative 2 and 3? If yes, so you can use 0. Okay, alright, the next adalah you have to write down all the factors that you have from your rational function here. So you have 3 factors, so write down all the factors here lah. X tambah 12, x minus 3, x plus 2. Okay, you need to write down all the factors separately lah. Okay, if you have only 2 factors, atas satu, bawah satu, so kat sini akan ada 2 sajalah. However, here madam ada 3 different factors, so madam akan tulis separately 3. Okay, so use this value. Okay, substitute into this factor. And then tulis sign apa yang you dapat. So, if madam substitute negative 13 into the first factor, madam akan dapat negative. As well as the next factor and the third factor lah, madam akan dapat negative. So, kalau semua negative, negative bertemu negative, you're gonna get positive. Positive bertemu lagi dengan negative, you're gonna get the last one will be negative. Okay, so the same thing on the next value of x, iaitu negative 3. Substitute into these 3 factors, you're gonna get positive, negative, negative. So, macam mana nak concludekan? Macam mana nak concludekan kat sini positive or negative? Okay, positive bertemu negative akan bagi negative. So, negative bertemu negative will give you positive. Okay, so kita akan continue on the next value of x. Positive, negative, positive. Here, positive, positive, positive. So, obviously kalau semua positive, finally you're gonna get positive lah. Okay, this one kena hati-hatilah. Positive bertemu negative akan dapat negative. Negative bertemu positive akan dapat negative. Okay, so kat sini macam mana you nak tentukan which interval yang akan menjadi jawapan you adalah bergantung kepada sign of inequalities here. Okay, dekat last kali, dekat bahagian you ambil critical numbers ni, kan, you tengok you punya inequality sign kat situ. So, inequality sign adalah less than, maka you wajib pilih less than punya interval. Okay, you mesti kena notify lah. You pilih yang ni, sama ada you bulatkan boleh ataupun highlightkan pun boleh. Alright, so last kali mesti bagi jawapan lah. Okay, bagi jawapan dalam bentuk solution set. Kenapa? Sebab soalan bagi dalam bentuk, soalan minta solution. Alright, so bagi dalam solution set. So macam mana nak buat solution set? Mudah sahaja. Okay, buat curly bracket macam tu, X titik bertindih. And then you tengok apa interval yang you pilih. You pilih interval this one and interval this one, right? So jawapannya akan jadi, disebabkan ada dua interval yang you pilih, so jawapan dia akan jadi X less than negative 12. Okay, less than equal lah. Kenapa less than equal? Sebab close bracket tadi. So disebabkan ada dua interval yang kita nak, sebab kedua-dua tu memberi you negatif, so kita pernah guna all lah, sebab ada dua jawapan yang kita nak kan. So the next interval adalah between negative 2 and 3. So disebabkan dua-dua adalah open, so no equal lah. So this is your final answer. Continue on example 11. On question B. Alright, so if you can see here, our rational inequalities already have a single rational. Nampak tak? Dia punya sebelah kiri, on your left hand side, dah memang single rational. Dia punya penyebut dah pun sama. And then on your right hand side dah memang kosong. So there is nothing you can do for it. Tak perlu dah you nak rearrange the rational ke apa. So now you can go straight away to your table of sign. So if you can see here, you only have two factors. Dua sahaja factors. Different dengan soalan example 11A tadi, kita ada factor dekat bahagian numerator. However, numerator kita only consists of a constant. Okay, so kita ada here kita ada X tambah 1 dan X tolak 1 lah. Kita ada dua faktor yang berbeza. Okay, now apa critical number yang kita ada? Okay, from X tambah 1, critical number adalah negatif 1. Untuk X tolak 1, critical number dia adalah 1. So macam biasa, macam tadi, you need to arrange the critical numbers from small to big. Okay, again, always start dengan negative infinity dan always berakhir dengan infinity. So tadi Madam ada explain kat atas, macam mana kita nak tentukan jenis bracket of your interval adalah bergantung pada inequality sign. Kalau critical number tu from your numerator, so dia bergantung kepada your inequality sign. If your inequality consists of equals, so the bracket that you need to use adalah close. However, kalau tak ada equal, maka you need to use open lah. But from this question, factor you semua berada from denominator. So denominator you tak payah tengok pun inequality sign dia. Okay, factor from denominator always open. So bila always open, always empty dot. So bila empty dot, jenis bracket yang digunakan adalah open lah. So just substitute the critical number into your interval. So kat sini akan dapat negatif 1, 1. Dan here adalah 1 infinity. So again, choose X from your interval. So the first interval, Madam pilih negatif 2. The second one, Madam pilih 0. And the last one, Madam pilih 2 lah. So here, write down all the term that you have from your rational function ni. So from numerator you ada negatif 5. Dekat denominator you ada X tambah 1, X tolak 1 lah. Okay, untuk negatif 5 ni, you doesn't have to substitute value of X ni lah. Kita nak substitute kat mana kan? So the sign akan always be negative. Bergantung kepada constant kat sini. So disebabkan kat sini we have a negative constant, so all the values akan jadi negatif lah. Okay, however untuk yang ini, kena substitute lah nilai X yang you dah pilih tadi ke dalam factor you. So Madam buat satu-satu. You boleh press your calculator lah untuk recheck. Ni Madam dah kira siap-siap lah. Madam akan dapat this sign. So kat sini nampak tak you ada 3 kali negatif. So negatif bertemu negatif akan become positif. Positif bertemu dengan negatif ni akan jadi negatif je lah. So ni negatif bertemu positif will become negatif. Negatif bertemu negatif akan jadi positif. Negatif positif, negatif, negatif positif akan jadi negatif. So because of the sign here adalah lebih besar, kita nak something bigger, so we need to choose the positive one lah. Okay, so there is only one interval yang memberi you positive. So again, because of the question asks you to give a solution set, so you kena bagi jawapan final answer dalam solution set lah. Dia punya format dia punya format sama saja curly bracket X titik bertindih. And then you tengok interval yang you nak. Interval yang you nak adalah between two values. So X is in between 1 and negative 1. So nak tentukan jenis inequality apa, you tengoklah. Empty dot kan. So no equal like that. Okay. Siap. That's all for B.